for Mr. MohammadJavad Zereh Poush. He's going to take the stage and he's going to talk about a DeFi trend for the next decade. Over to you, Mr. Zereh Poush.
Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is MJ. Stands for MohammadJavad Zereh Poush. I'm a blockchain project manager. I've been in the field of blockchain and cryptocurrency for over 9 years. And also, okay, the timer's up. Also, recently I've seen a huge gap, a educational gap in the world of blockchain, because the industry is moving so fast, but there are so many people lagging behind. So I also have an interest in educating people, individuals and companies about the whole world of blockchain, crypto in simplest words possible. Today, actually, we're going to share some details and information about the whole real-world assets. To be honest, when I was approached by the Finext Awards team, as soon as I saw the agenda that they were, the name of the real-world asset was there, I said, I'm in, and I want this topic. Because this is a trend that is going to go for a very long time. It's not a seasonal thing like, I don't know, meme coins or anything. This trend actually is here to stay, because this is something that is connecting our real world, the tangible physical world, to the digital world of blockchain Web3. Now, who's here actually dreaming of their next coffee break? Who likes coffee? Nah? Yeah, I've seen some hands over there. What if I tell you that the coffee that you had in the morning, or you're going to have actually, can be tokenized and traded globally? That sounds like a little bit fantasy, right? To sell your coffee globally or trade it there. But it is possible actually, with the help of real-world assets, tokenization, it is quite actually possible. Let's have a more interesting actually example. Who likes to have Mona Lisa, be the owner of Mona Lisa, or I don't know, parts of Eiffel Tower or a skyscraper in New York? With the help of actually RWA tokenization, this is absolutely possible. It's not like a sci-fi or a fantasy to have a fraction or a slice of something so valuable like Mona Lisa. Now, all this thing about the RWA actually in the blockchain and Web3 is possible actually through the decentralized finances, DeFi. Now, what is DeFi? DeFi is a blockchain-based ecosystem offering financial services without actually any intermediaries. We can think of the DeFis as a decentralized banks. They provide so many actually financial services like borrowing, lending, staking, yield farming, but they won't hold your money. You don't have to leave your money with them. It's absolutely yours. What are the core features of DeFi? First of all, they're permissionless. You don't need to get the approval or permission from any centralized entities. Second of all, it's transparent. Means that because it's on the blockchain, every transaction can be actually seen and tracked without any limitation on the blockchain. Third, it's secure. Well, so far, one of the most secure technologies that we have today is blockchains, like Bitcoin or any other blockchains like Ethereum. They are known to be immutable and cannot be hacked. So they are the most secure network so far. And also, you are able to program the DeFis, any of them, with the help of smart contracts. One of the well-known examples of DeFi actually are the DEXs. As I say, it's like the decentralized banks. You can look at them. Now, what is RWA? Let me stand here. RWA tokenization actually refers to any physical or tangible asset that we have in our real world to be tokenized through the blockchain technology. Why RWA matter actually? First of all, it is a bridge between our physical world to the digital world through the blockchain. It will bridge actually the traditional markets with the new, the innovative technology of blockchain. Second, it will unlock liquidity for illiquid assets. For example, let's say, just an example, you have a real estate, you have a flat, you have a property, you want to sell it, it will take quite some time probably. It will take maybe weeks to sell that if you're lucky. But with the help of tokenization, that can happen way much faster. And also, it will increase the DeFi adoption. So many people I know around the world actually, they are not even familiar with the word of decentralized finance. But with the help of RWA, because it is something that almost every one of us actually, we know, we are familiar with it, the real world assets. It can be real estate, it can be cars, it can be gold, anything, the chair that we are sitting on it. Everything, because we can feel them, it will make it easier for the people to relate actually with the whole DeFi and DeFi ecosystems. Now, let me go back actually, I was just going to ask a question. Did you know what was the first tokenized asset in the world? I think we just had a glimpse of it. Yeah. The first tokenized asset in the world, it happened actually almost early 1800s. It was gold. The gold was tokenized by the governments, by the banks, and what happened actually, the government said, okay, give us your gold. You don't need to trade with gold coins. We will give you something called fiat currencies. It initially started with UK in 1816, if I'm not mistaken, and then the other European countries and US also adapted the same tokenization. So it is not something new. It's been there for over hundreds of years. Now, what are the opportunities that it will bring actually? First of all, it's a market growth. It is predicted that by 2030, the value of tokenized, the global tokenized assets to reach $30 trillion actually. When I look at it as a 30 trillion, it doesn't look that big, but when I actually read it as 30,000 billion dollars, I think that makes it more sensible that how big it can become. Second is liquidity. It unlocks so much liquidity. Just an example, the global real estate market is right now over $400 trillion. That's a huge market. Imagine the money over there. So, but not all of them, not so many people are able actually to, I don't know, maybe buy a house, but with fractional ownerships that we will talk later about it, it will help actually to inject a huge amount of liquidity into the market. And also the third one, it will create new revenue streams. By, for example, investing fractionally in any RWA project, you'll be able to have more revenues than what you were expecting before. Now, what are the benefits of RWA? First of all, it will increase the trading volume in the DeFi ecosystem. Of course, with more money, more liquidity coming into the ecosystems, the trading volume will more. The second, it will give you global access. Meaning what? For example, just imagine you're laying down on the beach on Canary Islands, and you're scrolling your phone, and you suddenly see a vineyard in Tuscany, Italy, and you say, oh, I would like to have part of that. I would like to invest in there. Before you've finished the next sip of your drink over there, the transaction is done, and you will be able to own that. The third one is transparency and security. Blockchain. The most transparent public blockchain, the most transparent and secure networks that we can find so far to use for this purpose. The fourth one is diversification. With the help of RWA, and especially with the fractionalization, we will be able to diversify our investment. For example, if I have $1 million and I want to buy property, I may be able to buy 1 or 2 properties. But with the fractionalization of it, I'll be able to diversify my investment. I will be able to have fractions of multiple real estates, and not just real estates, anything that can be tokenized. And innovation. It will bring actually so many innovative opportunities for investors, for people, for anyone. Talking about innovation, actually, a couple of days ago before the conference, I was reading about something which was really interesting. Imagine connecting the dinosaurs to the blockchain. Yeah, that's gonna look weird actually, sound weird. I will tell you how. Oil, a product of it, we have it because of the dinosaurs millions and millions years ago. But how we can actually relate it with the blockchain or Bitcoin, let's say. Already there are some countries, for example, US and Argentina, they are using the byproduct, the excess gas which is being extracted, and they have to burn it actually. It's like a throwaway byproduct of the oil. In US and Argentina, they're using that gas to produce electricity for the miners, for Bitcoin mining. So something which was an excess product and they were going to waste, they're using actually for Bitcoin mining. Now, how it's actually being related for tokenization. A couple of days ago, I was reading something, I was really like amazed actually to read about it. In Belarus, there are some discussions going on that they're going to use that excess gas for Bitcoin mining, and the oil which is being extracted from those resources will be tokenized. So if anyone actually will be able to buy oil easily without any intermediaries, without going to, I don't know, some commodities exchanges to buy them through the Forex or any other market, you'll be able actually to buy oil from the decentralized DeFi platforms. Actually, it's not a fact, it's a prediction. I forgot to correct that. But by 2030, the tokenized real estate market actually is expected to grow to 1.4 trillion or 1,400 billion. I like to say it like that. It sounds bigger. By 2030, so imagine the possibilities that it'll bring. What are the use cases of RWA? One of them is real estate. I keep bringing it as an example because it's something that almost everyone is familiar with it. With the fractional ownership of properties. The second one actually is supply chain financing for tokenized invoices for instant liquidity. Maybe there are actually some companies that, everywhere in the world, maybe even some of your companies. You have an invoice, it will be actually, you'll be able to cash it out within the next, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months. Okay, it's due for that. But by tokenization of that invoice, actually, you'll be able to sell it for a little bit cheaper on the, through the DeFi ecosystems, so you will get your cash instantly. See how much it will actually going to help businesses. The third one, luxury goods. There are so many luxury, I don't know, like jewelries, paintings, arts, anything, it's not actually easy to own because they're so expensive. But with a tokenization, actually, everyone will be able to participate in buy those assets. And another example, actually, it will generate more income, stable income streams. Now, all these beautiful things that we talked and the opportunity we talked about, the RWA, of course, there are always challenges like any other new technology or product. The first challenge, well, the most well-known challenge, is the legal and regulatory issues. Still with the all, for example, here in UAE we have VARA. In US there are some new crypto-friendly, blockchain-friendly regulations are still happening, but it is not 100% regulated to have an actual real-world asset tokenization directly through the blockchain. The second one is trust and transparency. Still people is, from my point of view, is that so many people, because of the lack of knowledge, they don't trust still the whole crypto and Web3 space in the world, because they don't know exactly how they will be able to see everything, all the transactions that are happening. The third one, actually, technology limitations. Reliable oracles and scalability concerns have been there, but through the next slides, we'll talk also about what are the mitigations of something like technology limitations. The fourth one, asset valuation. This is one of the key topics actually. Every time that I talk about real world asset, they say, okay, what about the valuation? Because in the crypto world, the market fluctuates every time. Every once in a while, the market is going up and down. The crypto market, the Bitcoin price is going up and down. It's fluctuating. So this is also one of the concerns, that is if that fluctuation of the crypto market is going to affect the valuation of the assets. And another one also, technological solutions, reliance on third parties, because so far there are some companies that they say they are actually somehow, not completely, tokenizing some assets, but through the what is it actually? It's called like LLC-backed companies. So it's not directly being tokenized. There are some companies, they say, okay, this is our asset, but we will represent it by this token, so we can have this token as a fractional ownership of that. But so that is not, from my point of view, it's not like an actual tokenization that we expect from the DeFi. Now, what are the mitigations? First of all, the regulatory collaborations. UAE is going even faster than US so far, because they have already established VARA as a virtual asset regulatory authority, regulation authority. So I think UAE will be one of the first countries actually to have a proper regulation and adopt the whole actual real world asset tokenization. Also US, with the new presidency of President Trump, with the whole new crypto-friendly policies, they are going to also follow. Also technological solutions, Oracle, like real-time asset pricings, for example, like Chainlink. Chainlink is one of the well-known oracles to bridge the off-chain and on-chain data. And also we talked about the valuation. Valuation actually can be solved, the issue of that, by use of AI. I think most of us, we are living here in Dubai. For example, DLD, they introduced a new AI system for rental indexes. That AI will decide what is the range of, for example, the value of rent for specific properties. With the use of AIs, actually, that can be easily solved. Now, what are the future trends? Let's talk about some future trends and projection for the, or let's say, the road ahead. Institutional adoption. Actually, so far, the TradFi or traditional finances, so the big players of the market are now entering the whole RW market and trying to accept that. Broader tokenization, expansion to new asset classes like healthcare, agriculture, and education is unlocking new possibilities. I was talking to someone, they're working on a project to tokenize agriculture, some farms they have. So you'll be able to invest in a particular farm, I don't know, in South America, let's say. So you will fund those farms, and then once they have yielded and once everything is done truly, you'll be able to get your money back, plus of course some profits. And also evolving regulations, we keep talking about it. This is, so far I think in most of the panels, every once in a while we talked about the regulatories and regulations for DeFi, for fintech and everything. So this is also one of the biggest challenges that we have ahead ourselves. But governments are also providing clear guidelines for assets, especially they are trying actually to adopt actually to the whole blockchain with the help of CBDCs. Well, personally, I'm not a big fan of CBDCs, but this is their the way actually to come into the whole game from my point of view actually. Now, one thing when I say the big players are coming into the market, I was watching one of the Larry Fink's speeches in one of his events, and I'm just going to quote to be exact. He said, "I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities." So imagine someone like the CEO of BlackRock is already talking about it. One of the hot news of the day actually is the partnership of Damak with Mantra blockchain network. Mantra actually, the blockchain network project is focused on tokenization of real world assets. And on December 2024, just a couple of months ago, Damak, one of the largest developers in the UAE, they signed a partnership contract with Mantra. The worth of the partnership contract was $1 billion. So this is something that shows that how, what a big trend actually it's going to be. Just to review some of the case studies, one of the first actually tokenized assets on the blockchain was the US dollar. Okay, just USD and stablecoin. Gold-backed tokens, one of actually the panelists in the previous panel also, he mentioned about that you were able to buy tokenized gold through the blockchain, for example, using the packs. Another one actually is Ondo Finance. Ondo also is one of the so far good actually blockchain projects that they are working on tokenization of real world assets. Also MakerDAO, that they are decentralized lending platform that leverage collateralized debt positions for liquidity generations. And another one will be Centrifuge actually for real world asset DeFi, also enabling tokenization of invoicing. This is something that so many companies, I'm sure, they can benefit from. Just to go very quickly, because the time is almost up, that the opportunity that it's going to generate actually for businesses into integration of RWA into the operations to unlock new liquidity streams, and also partnering with DeFi platforms to innovate the business models. And also for individuals, it will help us actually to diversify our investment portfolios and also generating new income streams for ourselves. Tokenization actually is one of the hottest trends starting this year. We're just at the beginning of 2025, and we have a long way ahead with the whole tokenization and so many other trends. Let's embrace the future today, and let's shape the future of finance together. Thank you so much for lending me your ears, your brains, and your eyes. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.